I've been waiting for this one for a long time. This is a fully loaded limited model in the new 2026 RAV4. It has your 20-inch wheels and it has your heads-up display. Those are your only two upgrades that you're able to get. And I want to dive right in to show you the really cool features that you're only going to find on the limited model. So you're going to get these really cool 20-inch upgraded wheels here. Your standard wheels are going to be an 18-inch wheel. You're going to get your advanced parking, which allows you to parallel park, also perpendicular park. You're going to get a color key over fender on your RAV4 models, but I wish we could get an option for a color key fender, guys. That would really make this vehicle pop. What do you guys think? Looking around to the front here, usually those fog lights start in the XLE Premium, but you have those available on the limited model. As you can see, you do have your parking sensors on the front. And also on the back, you have a metallic gray diffuser down here at the bottom. By the way, the Limited only comes in an all-wheel drive. You cannot get a front-wheel drive in the Limited RAV4. Two things you will never see on the Limited model RAV4. You will not see a front-wheel drive, and you will not see a plug-in model. Across the front here, unlike the lower models, this entire heading right here for your headlights is going to be your turn signal. On the lower models, you'll only get your turn signal down below. 360 camera will be standard on your XSE and the Limited model. But as you can see across the front, you do have a color key fascia, which is the same color of the car. More metallic gray cladding down here at the bottom. On the sides, we're going to have gloss black on the mirrors, integrated turn signal, blind spot monitoring, standard across the board on the RAV4s. Across the top here, no two-tone paint. However, we do have gloss black rails here, and we have the optional crossbars. On the previous versions, you had very specific knockouts that anchored those crossbars to certain positions. So you had one in the front, and you had one back here in the rear. Now, because of this current design here, as you can see the little ridge there, that allows you to actually slide the crossbars closer together or either farther apart to support certain loads. And as you can see on the top here, you do have a Pano roof. Your Pano roof is going to be standard on the limited model, optional on the XSE. On the limited model and on the XSE RAV, you do have a kick sensor. On the inside of this particular model, you do have your illuminated door seals, which is an option that highlights the Toyota and the RAV4 name, which is nice. The privacy cover is standard on the RAV4 models. Comes out very easily. Just collapse it and swing it back to your right. And also, if you don't necessarily need it, you can store it right underneath here with your full-size diameter spare tire. The privacy cover can easily be stored by pulling this little piece off right here, and it reveals a little cutout there that goes all the way across and can easily store right on top. And as you can see, this particular model here has a cargo liner in the back that has the RAV4 name in the middle, and it is installed at port. So if you need to pick up plants at the nursery or anything like that, then you can take this out and you can blow it off, you can wash it off, whatever you want to do, and it makes cleanup nice and easy. Looking on the inside of the 2026 Limited model, you're going to see soft touch material in the doors. This particular one has a light gray interior. You have three interior choices. You have your light gray, you have a harvest beige, and you have your black. Those are your interior choices available to you on the Limited model. So as I stated, soft touch material in the doors. You have your memory seats, so you have two driver settings here with the set button here. No automatic folding mirrors, which is kind of a disappointment. Was hoping that we would have power folding mirrors on the RAV4 in the Limited model at least. This particular model does have a 8-way adjustable seat here, as you can see. So 8 ways adjustable, 6 here, and then you have your 2-way lumbar for your back support right here. So around here to the passenger side, we want to check out the passenger side because guess what, guys? We got power seats on the passenger side. So 6-way adjustable on the passenger side. And looking at the seats here, guys, in the previous generation, you had a two-tone seat here. So this year for 2026, you do have a monotone seat. It is a great look on this vehicle. Gives you more of a luxury look, guys. So I really like that. So looking on the panel here, you do have your light level adjustment for your dash right here. And if you've been following my videos, all models from the XLE Premium and up have a NFC switch. So it does come with a NFC key card. Therefore, you're able to start your vehicle, and it's more of a convenience feature, guys. So that's a really great feature. And then you have your traditional spots for your gas door release and also your hood release. This particular model, just like the cargo liner, we do install the mats there at port. Looks really nice, keeps the vehicle nice and clean, and they're the same cost. So we replace the carpet mats with the all-weather mats. Now looking up here, all your RAV4 models are going to come standard with your Toyota Safety Sense 4.0. Your 4.0 is going to include everything you saw in 3.0, but it's going to heighten the sensitivity of those sensors. That is your difference between your 4.0 and your 3.0. So looking further in right here, part of your Toyota Safety Sense, automatic high beam lights, a little bit different look this year in 2026. This is a look that we've seen on Lexus before, so same kind of look there. You do have a manual adjustment for the steering wheel right there. That would have been nice if we had had a power adjustment, so that would be nice for the limited model. And you get a lot of the same features here on the steering wheel as you can see in some of your other models. Whether or not you go with the LE or whether or not you go with a limited model, you're gonna get the same 12.3 inch MID screen, multi-informational display, or digital cluster. Here, you do have a driver attention alert on the limited model, and on the XSE, this is gonna be standard. So your driver attention alert is gonna be standard. So that's gonna monitor your eyes. That'll also help you with your traffic jam assist, guys. So low speed driving within city limits and a active subscription for your Drive Connect or your cloud-based navigation is required for that. But that is complimentary for a year. This particular model does have the heads-up display. That is an option, not available on any other model, guys. So maybe on the XSC, you might see that in the plug-in model. I'm not sure. In last generation, you were able to get that with the plug-in model as long as you went with the premium package. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case. We'll see in about a month or so once we start to get allocation for that. Looking further to the right, your rain sensing wipers will be a standard feature in the limited model. And that also includes your heated steering wheel, which is gonna heat from here all the way back around to here. So that's a nice addition to the 2026 model. On the XSE, that's gonna be part of a weather package. Looking at our MID screen here, we have several options that we're able to access. We can go up and down to access different pieces of information on the right, such as our fuel economy. We have a compass. We even have our average fuel economy. So we're gonna reset that, and we're gonna go back to a settings. So hit OK. Once we hit OK, then we can go to this screen right here. So I can actually activate my heads-up display. I can turn it on and off. Okay, as you can see, it's like right there just to the right of my tripod. So I can go into my heads-up display. I can adjust the brightness of it from left to right. Just press the OK button. I can go from left to right to adjust it. I can even go up and down. So if I'm a little taller, then I'm gonna want the positioning down a little bit, so therefore I'm able to see it. And if I'm shorter, I'm gonna be looking up, so therefore I wanna adjust it up. So you have those different positionings that you can do for that. And you also have your drive support. It allows you to have a full heads-up display, or either I can go with the standard. That's gonna change the information that I'm seeing, and then I have a minimal, which is minimal information, such as like your speed and stuff like that. So as I go to the right here or left, that's gonna change how my display looks. As I'm going to the right here, in your limited model, you're gonna have a 12.9 inch infotainment display. That's gonna be standard in the XSE and also in the limited model. And no, you cannot get a smaller screen. So if this screen is too big for you, you might wanna look at the SE, you might wanna look at the XLE Premium, things like that. They're gonna have the standard 10.5 inch display, not the 12.9. The 12.9 is standard on the XSE and also on the limited model. So, and on the screen right here is where you start at. You set up your profile and everything, and every model has a drive recorder, okay? Now, what's very unique about the limited and the XSE, because they have the 360 camera, you're gonna have access to 4 different perspectives, okay? Not only 2. If you go with the base model, the LE, SE, XLE Premium, Woodland, only gonna have access to 2 different perspectives, the front and also the back. And make sure you guys, if you need a little bit more information on the drive recorder, make sure you check out my video. I've done a video on that, how to record videos and also how to retrieve those. So make sure you check that out, guys. But on this particular model, you're gonna have 4 different perspectives: front, back, and left and right. Okay, and those are gonna be your different perspectives. And make sure you check out that video. But looking further into the 12.3 inch infotainment display here, this is your Arene software. This is new to the RAV4. We're also going to have this on the 27 Highlander, so you'll see the same setup. This particular model here, you can do a couple of things here, actually 3 things to actually change your climate control. I can do that manually. Okay, I can tap on low right here. I can scroll up right here, and I can drag it up. I can do the same thing on the passenger side, or I can hit the voice command right here. I can say change temperature to 72 degrees. Change fan speed to 4, 5, turn on heated seats to 2, max, anything like that. I can basically do that. Also, if you need help with what the car recognizes as prompts, you want to hit the voice command right here, and you want to say help, and it'll bring up a list of prompts there. I also have a YouTube video on that, so make sure you check that out as well. So that's real helpful for you guys. But for the heated seats here, so it has a floating button here. As I heat the heated seats, I can select between a high, a medium, and a low on your ventilated seats. Also your heated seats. Also have an automatic setting, guys. So you have that for your steering wheel as well. So you have an automatic setting, and you have a high, a low, and you're off. So those are your offs, and those are floating buttons. Now also, you have an automatic setting. That's just like we had in the previous models. So if I go to automatic setting, based on the temperature I have it set at, the fan is gonna go up, sort of fluctuate up or either down to try to cool the vehicle off or heat the vehicle up as fast as possible. I have my fan settings here where I can go down. So that's my fan speed. I can go up and down, or I can go to max, okay? And it's gonna go to max. I'm trying to cool that vehicle off in this hot North Carolina weather, which is, it's getting hot, guys. So I'm gonna make sure we have that in a very efficient, on a very efficient speed. So therefore I'm able to cool the vehicle down as fast as possible. Now you have your direction right here, okay? You have your face and your feet, you have your feet, and then you have a defroster, the front defrost, and also your feet. So you have your different modes. All these are floating buttons here once you hit that, okay? Now here's something else that's really cool, guys. This button right here, hit it right in the middle. That arrow points down. Now basically it gives you access to a different screen here. I have my climate, okay? So I have my de-icer right here. I have my AC because I want that on hot days, right? That's my same fan speed right there, or I can go to max. I have my eco, and then I have my smart flow. My smart flow is gonna shut off zones that are not being occupied. So if I don't have anybody on the passenger side or in the back, that's gonna shut off those zones. So make sure if you're not getting airflow, make sure you turn that off, or else it's gonna shut off those zones that are not being occupied. So here's something else. So you go to options right here. I have my smart flow right here, so same option. So I have link functions, link comfort functions to auto. That's kind of like your concierge like Lexus had. So it's gauging whether or not it's hot or cold outside, and it's basically fluctuating that heat up and down. So that's a really cool feature. So you also have your de-icer, which I showed you before, and you go to your customize. Now the customize is going to help you with the automatic features, okay? Well, going further to your right here, I have my recirculation of your air. I have your sync. So if I have the passenger on a different temperature than the driver, then I can sync the passenger to the driver. And let's see here. So if we want to go to like 79, right? If I want to hit sync, that sync is basically going to sync the passenger with the driver. So now it's 65. Now, if I adjust the driver, then it's going to adjust the passenger as well, okay? So as you can see how it adjusts, and I'm just adjusting the driver side, but it's adjusting the passenger as well, because now it's a single zone. Now, this is a really cool feature right here, guys. So if you need heated seats in the rear, so if you have small kids, tap that right there. I can hit this button here, and I can tap rear, and I can turn that on. It starts to glow red here, guys, letting you know it is on. If you guys want a tutorial on the new Arena software, make sure you check out my video for more information. Now up top here, your digital rearview mirror is standard in the Limited model. That is optional in the XSE because the digital rearview mirror is paired with the Pano roof. So looking up top here, I have my Safety Connect. So Safety Connect is complimentary for 5 years. Used to be 10, but now it's 5 years. And what your Safety Connect does, if the airbags deploy for any reason during an accident, it automatically calls out to local authorities. Make sure your salesperson activates that for you. It's a really cool feature, and it could easily save your life. So really good feature. And you also have your remote start, which is standard across the board, guys. Don't let your salesperson tell you it's not standard, guys. It is standard. I've done videos on it, so check that out as well. Looking further down below, you have your volume control here, okay? That's your volume control. You have your front defrost, you have your rear defrost. You have your dual zone climate control, okay? That's standard in all your RAV4s. You have your hazard lights. You have dual chargers, dual wireless charging. So the Limited model is the only model that has your dual wireless charging, guys. You cannot get this in any other model. So driver side, passenger side. So you don't need to argue over that anymore. So you have your different drive modes because this is a hybrid. So your drive modes pop up on the screen here. You have your normal, your eco, your sport. You can even customize it, okay? You go to configure. You can configure your powertrain. You can configure your steering and also the AC. So if you want that little bit more eco-friendly, you can do that while you travel. So down below right here, we have our EV mode. So that's going to help you build your fuel economy. So right now we're at 253, but the warmer it gets, your battery gets more efficient with charging because the weather is warmer and that process is faster than it is when it's cold. So therefore, you're able to use your EV to help build your fuel economy. And that's only available to you in stop and go traffic. You're going through a parking lot, or maybe you're going through a residential area. Make sure you use this button right here. This button is gonna help you build your fuel economy, and it will only engage at 25 miles per hour and below. Anything above that is gonna disengage, guys, so FYI. On the right-hand side, we're gonna have our trail mode. Trail mode enables what they call dynamic torque vectoring. So this is an all-wheel drive. However, it starts out as an all-wheel drive, then it defaults to a front-wheel drive. That is called all-wheel drive on demand, guys. So if it needs the extra traction, then it's gonna transfer to the back. With this feature right here enabled, your trail mode, if you're on a surface that allows the wheels to slip, it's gonna apply the brakes and transfer to whatever wheel that actually has traction. That's called dynamic torque vectoring. And then you have your snow mode right here. Your snow mode is gonna lower the torque on the wheel, so therefore it doesn't spin in inclement weather. So that's what that is for. And if you need to go back to a normal, you can just go back to your normal. So down below here, we do have our 45-watt USB-Cs here, okay? Down below that, we do have our panoramic view monitor, which I mentioned to you that we have. So we're gonna put it in drive here, and we're gonna tap our panoramic view monitor, and we're going to enable that, so which is here. So if you want to disable it, so make sure you tap that. It's gonna have a little line through that little camera. If you want to enable it, it's gonna be that right there, guys. So as you turn your wheels left and right, that's gonna show you the projected direction of your wheels, which is really nice. So therefore you don't curb your wheels or your tires. Down below that, we have our advanced parking. So it's not available if you do not have on your seatbelt. I've done a video on the BZ advanced parking. So make sure you check that as well. It's a really cool feature as long as you set it up right, and it's really cool, guys. Now, this looks a little strange to a lot of you guys here. We haven't had this on RAV before. This is called your shift-by-wire toggle. This is gonna be standard in the Limited model, and it's gonna be optional in the XSE model. You can get that in the XSE with the update for your driver's assist, XSE driver's assist package. That's gonna give you the shift-by-wire, and it's also gonna give you your advanced parking. So you have both of those. That is your driver's assist package for the XSE, guys. So looking on the right-hand side here, you do have a downhill assist. So the downhill assist is gonna assist you if you're going down a hill. It's a nice controlled descent. All you have to do, guys, is just stir. You don't have to put your foot on the brakes. You don't have to put your foot on the accelerator. It does everything for you. So really cool feature. And then you have your traction control. Traction control is works hand in hand with your ABS brakes. That is part of your star safety system. And that's gonna help you if the wheel starts to slip. It's gonna apply the brakes and brings it back into sync with the tire that's spinning at normal speed. And you typically see that right in here, guys. You'll see that same icon right here. You'll see it right in the dash right here. And also it'll cut power to that wheel, so therefore it doesn't keep feeding that power to that wheel. So it's a really cool feature. Now you do have your cup holders here. You can take this out. Creates a little bit more space for you right in here, so you can take that out. And as I said before, this is your shift by wire. You have your traditional shift patterns right here. So I can basically go to park. I can go to reverse. So that's your reverse. Or I can press it, just once. Just a light press, and that'll take me to neutral, or I can go down here to drive, and I can drive away. So you have different things here, and you also have your parking brakes, electronic parking brakes, and you have your brake hold. That's something we saw in the previous model RAV4. Now looking at the center console, I can open this up from right and left, and I can even take this off and flip it over if I need a hard surface to write on. So nice hard surface, okay? So checking out the second row here, so much of the same. But as I mentioned before, you do have heated seats in the second row. You have some USB-Cs here, and you also have your vents in the back. And we have pockets on both sides, driver and passenger. Cup holders in the doors. Got cup holders here on the armrest, so nice and comfortable. And also, guys, you have a 60-40 split. So if you want to fold this down, you have your 40% there. So if you need extra room, you have that. So plenty to desire on the Limited model. But here's the question. Do you want the XSE, which is a sportier model, or do you want the Limited model? Both models are great, but if you want the sportier look, you want to go with the XSE. If you want the more luxury look and more options, then you want to go with the Limited model. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me and discussing the 2026 RAV4 Limited with all the options. Fully loaded. This is what a fully loaded looks like. 20-inch wheels, heads-up display. You even have some crossbars on it. Really good looking vehicle. This is your windshield pearl right here that you can get, and you have several other colors that you can get, and you have 3 color interior choices as well. Drop it in the comments, guys. Let me know how you feel about this particular model. Thanks for joining in. You can find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Under Your Drives, and we'll see you next time.